OpenAI has gone too far. Way too far. Not quite yet, but it's basically there. It's pretty much there. And it's becoming a greater and greater concern when the day will be that we cannot tell reality from not reality, from something that you actually captured out in the real world by having to go outside, touch grass, and see the sun, to something you just text prompt generated into your computer. And this concern comes from last week when OpenAI announced Sora, which is a new technology. I believe it's new technology or building upon previous technology. OpenAI is the company that created ChatGPT, which has been out for a long while and useful for many, many, many things, like getting video ideas. I should use that more often. And when OpenAI released ChatGPT, it was pretty impressive what you could do with it. I mean, you could use ChatGPT now for loads of things in everyday life. You could even use ChatGPT to complete your homework. Don't do that. That would be bad. Wouldn't recommend it. But if you wanted to, you could theoretically take a picture of your homework, upload it to ChatGPT, and tell ChatGPT to give you the answers, and it would spit them out for you, and you could go on acting like you did it. Now, if everybody did that in the class, there might be some suspicious overlap in the answers, especially in the quality, especially for me. I was never good at homework. The teacher would know that I used ChatGPT as soon as all the answers were right. But this whole thing was taken to a whole new level last week when OpenAI announced Sora, and they released videos to go along with their announcement. And the videos were generated using the Sora technology and text prompts, basically saying, hey, create a video of this and this and this and this. And Sora just generates the video. And the piece that's concerning is how realistic this content looked when they announced it and released the examples. Let's play a little game called Tell Me If It's Actually a Video of Real Life or if it's an AI generated piece of content. Video number 1. Lady on a train appears to be filming outside a city while she's on some sort of train and filming through the window. Looks very realistic. Is it realistic? I mean, we can see the reflection. This one is hard to tell, especially as the video goes into the kind of like covered area and it gets darker and the reflection instantly picks up. This has to be impossible for an AI to create. It's just too realistic. There's no obvious giveaways. But you're wrong. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. If you think this is reality, you're wrong. This is generated using Sora. The entire video from start to finish is completely generated. Everything about it is 100% false, incorrect, not reality. Video number 2. Is this created by a Hollywood studio or is this video created by Sora? Not a Hollywood studio. Definitely not a Hollywood studio. It looks like this could have been filmed. Green screen in the background, maybe some CGI involved. Man on the moon, red cap, exploring undiscovered territory in outer space. Excellent movie plot, beautiful setting, nice story arc. I think this came from Hollywood. No, it didn't come from Hollywood. It didn't come from Hollywood. It was created by Sora. And this piece of content probably took 30 or 40 seconds to generate. That's a complete guess. I don't know how long the generation actually takes to create these 15, 16, 17 second clips, but it mimics everything that you'd expect to see in an actual Hollywood film. At this point, surprise, surprise, every video that we're looking at was all 100% generated by Sora, and not all of them are as solid as others. Granted, they all are very, very, very close to reality, concerningly so. But there are still some very clear giveaways. Thank goodness. Whew. We don't have to worry about the end of the world yet. On some of the content, there's certain things that just give away just slightly that it doesn't look quite right. For example, this is the first video I saw where there was some giveaway that it's clearly just something a little bit odd taking place in the video. Like, for example, this content, which is a video of a Dalmatian in the windowsill going from one window to the next, the movement just feels a little bit off. And when you look a tad bit closer, you can actually see the back right leg of this Dalmatian sort of teleports as the Dalmatian's crossing and then lands perfectly softly on the next windowsill. And so the physics just appear not quite right. It's just not mimicked perfectly. But boy, is it awfully close. It's awfully, awfully close. The other piece that stood out to me is the tongue movement on this dog. As the dog is crossing, the tongue goes up and down at the same time. Let me see if I can pause this on the exact moment this takes place for you guys. Right there. Boom. That's a double tongue. That is a double tongue. That is a demon dog with a double tongue. It looks right here like the tongue is both up and down at the same time. It came out and split like a lizard. And then as the Dalmatian gets across, the tongue moves out in an odd direction off to the side. So there are some giveaways that you can still pick up on, but it's really close. And not every single one of these videos is created with the intention of, say, like confusing reality with non-reality. It also is really good at creating cartoons. Sora looks like it could create an entire cartoon from scratch without any other tech or people involved other than maybe voice actors, but you got AI voice now too, so you could write the whole thing down on a piece of paper and then have a cartoon created. How long it would take in order to create, who knows? But this is where the question is raised. Who's gonna have a job and who's not gonna have a job in the future? This looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And some of the more simple content looks like it actually was filmed in real life. This is a silly, supposedly Super Bowl commercial. The prompt was a low quality, visually disappointing Super Bowl commercial, which this hits all the marks. All the marks. Check. Well done, Sora. You did a great job here. But there's also no clear giveaway that this video was or was not created by AI. The things that you would typically look for are like fingers, like maybe the fingers not matching. There's one too many fingers, too many toes, too many legs. 4 fingers, clearly. Thumb is behind the poster, so no need to worry about that. And the fingers move very normally in this video. The one thing is this foot down here. This foot at the bottom is sort of floating in a weird way. But it's so minor. It's so close. It just seems like the person is shifting as the video is playing, which doesn't make sense. As an expert on physics, you can't do that. You can't float on the ground. You can't hover across the floor. There's too much weight above. That's how physics works. You can't just, hover across the concrete. This one I actually saw on TikTok first. And I thought it was a joke. One of those videos where the dog is in the hoodie and it's like human arms moving around. And so at first, I didn't know that it had anything to do with Sora. And I was trying to catch what the weird part about this video was. And it just looked like a dog that was actually typing on the computer. And I was very heavily confused until I found out that it was Sora faking me out. And then I realized that the other weird giveaway on this video is that the light is not coming from the computer screen itself only. The light is coming from behind the computer screen as well. And it isn't really matching anything that's going on. And the prompt for this was something along the lines of create a hacker dog, which is a very simple prompt and really good based on the prompt that it's given. But you find all of the right things. Like the keyboard looks realistic until you look really, really, really close. Like there's some keys missing right here. These keys look distorted at the top. And unless you're using a really old keyboard, this caps lock key just doesn't look right. But I saw one of these that just toasted me. I was completely flabbergasted when I saw this Minecraft clip right here. One thing that kind of causes these AI companies to have certain challenges, I would say, is they're good at focusing in on one specific aspect. If you're looking at image generation, you can create futuristic images or cartoony images, and it's more difficult to create realistic images, and it's also more difficult to go to a certain AI image generator and have them create the style of a different AI image generator. And when I saw this Minecraft footage, also created by Sora, this is like, woo! My golly, holy moly, whoa, pull the brakes up. I mean, no, don't do that. Put the brakes down. This is crazy. Same technology used to create the super realistic footage that looks like it was taken in real life. Same technology used to create the cartoony images that look like you could create a cartoon from scratch. Exact same technology creating Minecraft gameplay. Now, obviously, you could tell almost right away that this isn't exactly Minecraft gameplay, but it hits almost all the marks just right. It gets the block right. It gets the hotbar, hugger bar, hearts. Everything is on point. Even the hand is in the right spot and moves correctly. As the person's moving around, the only other thing is the sky maybe at the top looking a tad too realistic, but also maybe the prompt said add some shaders and make it look realistic. Maybe add some realistic texture packs. Other than the mobs having some problems, this is very close to being actual Minecraft gameplay. And boy, when you can just take your entire video and put it into a prompt generator using Sora and generate an AI Minecraft video that you could play off as realistic gameplay, whew, these speedruns are going to be intense. We're going to get sub 2-second speedruns. Maybe don't go that fast because then it would just clearly be fake. So if you're trying to make a fake speedrun, I know nothing about speedrunning. I can hardly play Minecraft. Maybe add in the prompt generation to make a realistic time. And there truly isn't always dead giveaways in what's happening in the content. This video of 3 puppies playing in the snow, it's a super close-up shot where you'd expect to find something in the content that looks super unrealistic, but it just looks like a slow-mo shot of the dogs playing around in the snow. There's no real crazy weird eye movement. The fur on the dog seems to move at least mostly appropriately. The ears are flopping around just fine. The paws are moving appropriately. Even the whiskers are working correctly. The whiskers are working correctly. The whiskers look natural. I'm trying to find something in these dog videos, like the Dalmatian video, that's a dead giveaway. And it looks like in the last 5 days of Sora being announced, they've gotten better already. Maybe the paws look a little weird. But I don't know. This content, unless you're coming from the perspective of knowing that it's fake, knowing that it's AI generated, at first glance, you wouldn't just assume that it's a completely fake video. Nothing in this content is real. It's all AI generated. 100% top down, bottom up, backwards, front to back. I don't know how they do it. This is one of the longer pieces of content, and it goes from a farther out view to a close up view, and it looks like it was captured in real life. I think Barcy here summed it up perfectly. This is the holy moment of AI. It's only downhill from here, folks, or uphill. Maybe it's uphill. Maybe it's downhill. Maybe it's uphill. Who knows? This is shocking, though.